Hello everybody, Frouwo here, bringing you game number 3 now of Team Empire versus Power Rangers in this best of 3 losers bracket finals. Winner progresses to the grand finals and loser drops out of the tournament, winning their $500 third place prize. And yeah, let's just hop into the picks and bans thus far. Team Empire banning out the Invoker, the Visage, the Bane, and the Shadow Demon. Power Rangers in the meantime banning out the Nyx, the Luna, the Puck, and the Life Stealer. And Team Empire picking up thus far the Venomancer, the Clockwork, the Gyrocopter, and the Ancient Apparition. Power Rangers in the meantime picking up the Alchemist, the Marana, the Crystal Maiden, and now the Storm Spirit. So Power Rangers going with that potent Alchemist Crystal Maiden combo, certainly something that allows for early support rotations and early kills onto the enemy team. So Team Empire, whichever mid lane hero they pick up here, as they are still deciding on that, it seems, will be in a lot of under a lot of pressure rather. From the Frostbite into Alch Stun combo. Well, just tear them apart, so they gotta pick something that's super survival for this mid lane, otherwise they will be struggling. As this game is the decider for the best of 3. Winner goes on, loser again drops out of the tournament, wins the $500 and is done from there. Anyway, Team Empire picking up the Clockwork, the Venomancer once again. The Venomancer has been too high impact in the game, but does allow for like that sort of team fight-ish scenario where they pop the Venomancer all and just does so much AoE damage. AoE damage for time rather, so as the fight goes on, Power Rangers just get weaker and weaker. They just really feel very confident, it seems, in that Venomancer. But also picking up the Clockwork this time, gonna allow for that sort of initiation. And they likely would have gone for the Life Stealer into Clockwork kind of bomb, but Life Stealer was banned out in the second ban phase. So, not going to happen. And Dragonite now is the last pickup from Team Empire. So, Team Empire going forward with a very just well-oriented lineup. Very strong heroes on their side. Clockwork, Dragonite, and Gyrocopter, 3 very popular heroes, 3 very strong heroes. The Mensura and the Interruption, very under question though, but Dragonite certainly going to face up well against the Storm Spirit in the mid lane. He is very survivable and can certainly deal with it, and as he does have a stun as well. I believe he's the only reliable stun out of Team Empire right now, so it's important that they indeed get that stun on Dragonite. Usually otherwise you have to rely on like the Clockwork, Battery Assault, and the Hook, and that's just not enough. Power Rangers in the meantime have multiple stuns. The Vortex on actually each hero having some sort of stun sort of thing. Crystal Maiden with the Frostbite, Sorcerer with the Vortex, Marana with the Arrow, and Alchemist with his Unstable Concoction, so lots of stun on the range on the side of Power Rangers, so it's good that Team Empire isn't going to have any heroes that are really locked on by stuns, but the Gyrocopter going to need to get that BKB up as fast as possible. Likely not going to see a greedy Helm of the Dominator here, as again, lots of stuns on Power Rangers, lots of magic damage in general. No real right click yet, so Power Rangers could look for a carry here, and of course put them around on the off lane, but nothing just yet from them. And again, Team Empire did ban out the other Titan, Power Rangers banning out the Outward Devourer. As I make a funny noise as I drink from my water. But now Power Rangers on that last pickup. Let's see what they pick up for likely BZZ to play, or BZZ could actually play them around. It has done well on these sort of initiator ganking sort of semi-carries, and Timbersaw actually last pickup, so this will be a safe lane carry Marana with Timbersaw on the off lane. Likely going to be played by BZZ is Timbersaw, or could it be the Storm Spirit as well? Yeah, Storm Spirit can be played by BZZ, it seems. So, actually, could see not something I called here, maybe a safe lane Storm Spirit with Marana versus Dragonite in the mid lane. We'll have to wait and see, but again, Power Rangers going to be able to take the fight to Team Empire very early on. Once Storm Spirit hits 6, once J4 and FNG hit level 1 even, with this stun and Frostbite, going to be able to get some kills there. And that setup with the Alchemist and Crystal Maiden could just be followed up by Marana after that, so nearly pretty much guaranteed kills here for PR should they pull off their combo correctly. But anyway, into the player introductions we go. We're going to have Silent on the Gyrocopter, Mag on the Clockwork, going to have Vangsword on the Venomancer, Resolution going to be on the Dragon Knight, and last but not least, Always Want to Fly, playing the Ancient Apparition once again. Ancient Apparition is going to be under a lot of pressure here from, of course, this ganking lineup. Interruption is a very low strength gain hero, very squishy in a sense. As can certainly be blown up. I believe actually half his health right now would be lost to a fully charged Unstable Concoction, which is just absolutely downright scary for him. Unstable Concoction to Arrow would just kill him, not even needing any spells on top of that. So gonna have to build the strength as early as he can. But maybe difficult as Interruption, really difficult to get some early farm onto. Not until level 6 where he starts being able to clean up some kills does he get too much gold. But anyway, into the lineup of PR, we're going to have J4 on the Alchemist, we're going to have ZXE on the Offlane Mirana, BZ going to be, oh no, actually CT in the mid lane, FNG going to be on the Crystal Maiden, and we're going to have Storm Spirit on the safe lane. Actually could just see two dual lanes and a tri-lane, or dual lane on top and mid, but disregard all what I said. I believe it's going to be a tri-lane on top from PR, as they do have a stronger tri-lane versus Empire. Empire, the only really strong tri-lane hero here for them is the Venomancer, but that, I believe, Chilling Touch of Interruption is pretty strong in the early game. Can certainly put out a lot of damage. But it does have such a long cooldown on that, really doesn't help out too much. But anyway, yep, going to be tri-lane versus tri-lane here, and we'll see if PR manages to tear them apart or not, as the lane warders play a sentry ward. Going to counter that should they decide to move up and take it out. Yeah, let's open up the last, of course, and the mid lane going to be Timbersaw versus Resolution. And I believe PR chose this lineup because Timbersaw does very well against strength sort of carries with the reactive armor. They really have to harass down with their right clicks and such. Other than that, it's just going to be the Fire Breath, or Breathe Fire rather. And that's pretty much it. Of course, Dragon's Will coming up next. I'm going to be as tanky as possible for this Timbersaw. But yeah, so BZ going to be facing off against Mag in the safe lane. Pretty easy lane for BZ here. Should he manage to not get Cogs at least. If he gets Cogs though before level 6, he is likely dead. Will not be able to zip. So I don't see any kill potential here for BZ on this lane, but he can honestly say farm pretty well against Mag as far as things go. And this tri-lane. I'm going to go early flat cannon. So again, that rocket can be pretty much useless in this lane. With all these heroes here, they can just be right-clicking that down and it'll go down very quickly. Now Vanks are actually going to rotate to the bottom lane, so maybe going to look for an early kill onto BZZ here. Should he get the slow off and then the Battery Assault on top of that, BZ will be essentially trapped inside the Cogs. Should Mag's Cogs pop at the right time. And yeah, so very docile laning phase thus far. It's really just trying versus trying up here. FNG and J4 trying to get some farm on them before they make a rotation out maybe. And help out another one of their laners. And BZZ doing pretty well against this Clockwork. 11-4, or 11-4 versus the 11, and now actually CT. Trouble in the mid lane. Cold Feet gonna proc there as he wasn't able to get out of range in time, and does fall from the Ancient Apparition gank onto him. So CT following the tradition of him feeding in the early game, as now BZZ in trouble. Gale, I believe, hit on him, and Mag popping the Battery Assault. And look at there safely, it seems, as FNG rotates in. South popped on the Storm Spirit as well as the Clockwork, so Mag threatening BZZ here. Again, as I said, if Storm Spirit doesn't get an early 6 here, is going to be under a lot of fire here from Mag. As he does have the potential to kill him, but BZ doesn't have the potential to kill the Clockwork. So CT returns to mid lane now, has his bottle, has boots. 17 lats on him, 19 on the Dragon Knight, so pretty even the mid lane as far as things go, aside from, of course, that one death that CT has acquired. It's DK level 5 now compared to the 4 of CT. CT, I guess in respect, last hitting very well with the Whirling Blades. Resolution now picks up his boots. And we have 2 heroes from Empire up here against the Mirana. Mirana gonna just see if she can circumscribe experience from these neutrals and from these creeps of Empire. But Gale now hitting on her. Could be a bit of trouble. Chilling Touch now popped. Look at that damage coming out from those right clicks and just gonna fall. Not able to leap away, maybe underestimating the damage of Empire. And that Chilling Touch guaranteeing a second kill, so always want to fly. Putting the hurt onto PR in this early game, it seems. Has 2 kills essentially guaranteed by him with the Chilling Touch first, and that time, or in the Cold Feet earlier on. But now again, going to come out mid from J4 and Crystal Main here. First rotation we've seen from them. See if it works out as Dragon Knight. Gonna be playing safely here, playing to the far side of this gank, as I believe you maybe had seen it coming out. But J4 and FNG now just gonna rotate into the woods, see if they can pick off a support of Empire. Timber Solutions spotting out the Venomancer, but may go just for the Gyrocopter as he does have no escape mechanism and is now caught out. Pops the Rocket Barrage, J4 runs in range of that and gonna eat a lot of damage from that, but Rana cleans up the Gyrocopter, so the advantage, they may have gotten the Trillion for getting that kill on Rana there. Slightly disappears as the Gyrocopter does fall, so not the best of trades, or not the best of deaths for Silent there. Anyway, so right now PR is really taking control as far as last hits go. Their safe laner, Storm Spirit, is outpacing that of Gyrocopter, who's protected by the Trillion, but is facing the pressure from PR in that extent. But Storm Spirit really matching with the mid lane at this point in terms of last hits, and Clockwork just not keeping pace. Unable to really do so as he will get right clicked down by Storm Spirit here and die possibly very quickly, or just be harassed down very quickly. He wouldn't necessarily die, as he of course does have quite a bit of survivability on him. And position popping up a double damage. Storm Spirit zipping down, not going to find anything. Does have a bottle on him as well, so could of course try and get that, but no. BZZ gonna walk back up. Mag has hook here, so should he desire to, he can look for a kill onto Storm Spirit, but FNG in the meantime, chase from CT, gonna come out here onto Vankster and always want to fly. Stun, maybe hit. He's getting zoned by line of sight right now. Stun on him, and now Vankster gonna put some ward harass. This mid tower being attacked by creeps. Resolution gonna pop the Dragon Elder form here. So I'm going to work on the tower. Of course, nearly guarantees a very late push as Mag and EZ going at it on the top lane. Mag getting mighty low. Hook not available, and I believe, yeah, just BZ going for a kill there with the Vortex. Mag going to take lots of right click harass, as I mentioned earlier. Anyway, Resolution still working on this mid tower, getting very low. Doc going to go back on it now. Not going to take down into deny range here, so timing that out well enough. 190 out of 1,300 left, or 103,000. I don't know. Anyway, FNG and J4 in the mid lane now. May look for a kill here. Don't have too much in terms of kills or assists for a Crystal Maiden Alchemist combo. Sitting on 1 assist each just from that Gyrocopter kill in the mid lane, or top lane rather, as he was very overextended and didn't know that PR had smoked up. And yeah, now it's rotation top from PR. Gonna look for a kill here on Silent once again. So now we're picking up some phase boots. Gonna be just the slightest bit tougher to kill him, as he does have much higher move speed now. And PR now actually camping at the top rune, gonna find it and just gonna pick it up. This mid tower gonna maybe push into deny range here from these creeps, and indeed it is. So whatever timing that the Dragon Knight may have, Resolution rather, may have tried to put on this tower and get it down low enough, it's now in deny range. So PR, should they choose to, can deny the tower. There's no Empire smoking up. And let's see where they rotate. Possibly in the mid lane, possibly the bot lane. Thus far, it seems like the bottom lane. And they may look for kill here on BZZ. It's BZ. However, a slippery squid here as far as things go. Gonna have to be initiated by a hook or maybe a stun from Resolution if they want to kill him here, as he will just zip away into the trees, teleport out, And now, however, you're going to walk into Empire Resolution. Now, Resolution going to find him out. Going to have to zip down quickly, and indeed he does. And going to make it away for the time being. Chilling Touch not being enough, as well as the rocket from Clockwork, as now 2-man teleport in from Empire, or PR rather, as Stun now going to come up from J4. Going to land on 2 here. Banksor and Resolution. Now Vortex on Resolution as, oh boy, just barely dying there. Or barely not missing the kill onto Storm Spirit, but Crystal Maiden going to finish him off with a right click, and the Venomancer, of course, dying as well in that engagement. I believe the Timbersaw finished him off right in that area. So 2-0 for PR. Securing those 2 kills essentially for free as the teleport rotations came in from PR. So Empire going to be slightly behind now, as they did lose the Dragonite as well as the Venomancer. And we're not able to secure the kill onto BZZ. Tranquil's now finished up on Crystal Maiden, and I believe BZZ is going to go for Bloodstone first build, so not a build you see too often from the Storm Spirit really, as he's not teleporting in. Silent could be in trouble here. Stunover not going to be in time, and J4 going to stun himself, and thus BZ will not zip in, but Bloodstone first really isn't a build you see first on Storm Spirit. Usually in unique situations where the player feels as if they're getting A, good farm, or B, it is going to help the team in the long run versus a Orchid. Usually not gone for, but going to see it here as Clockwork picks up his treads. And it's not heading to the woods already. Going to build up drums first instead of a VKB. Always a decent choice though. Drums, a very valuable item. Gives you faster attack speed, faster move speed, and always, of course, that slightest bit of survivability and more mana, of course. And yeah, thus far, both teams contesting each other very equally. Farm, actually probably switch to net worth now, but Timbersaw actually in the lead in terms of net worth. So CT doing work in the mid lane, I guess. And of course, getting the 2 assists there in that gank bottom. Obviously, gank bottom, I honestly say it was a full-fledged team fight. So now gonna start pushing out this mid lane. Always gonna fly again, doesn't have too much wave clear. Not level 6 just yet. Should be at level 6. That extra regen that Timbersaw garners from the reactive armor, not gonna happen. Is that AL does stop any sort of regen, any sort of healing at all, except for, I believe, time lapse doesn't count. This time lapse reports your previous state and doesn't count as a heal. But yeah, so Dust now on Mag. Gonna be ready for when the run out pops next, as well as any Shadow Bleed pickups from the Alchemist, but Alchemist very far off of that. Not even towards close to a medallion yet, it seems. As BZ in a bit of trouble here, gonna zip away. I believe Raw Splash just missing on him. Indeed it was. Indeed it did, rather. So he picks up Tread. So actually, just picking up a Ring of Health here. Actually, could just see Lincoln's eventually in the late game for that. Maybe picking up the Ring of Health for the harass in the laning stage. So it could have been wrong there. Could still go for the Orchid, but at this point in time, no piece of that completed on him yet. So I don't know. Maybe Lincoln's first in him as well. Or who knows? I mean, as far as Lincoln's goes, it's only going to block the Gyro Rocket, the Dragonite Stun, and the Cold Feet of Ancient Apparition, I believe. So blocking 3 spells isn't really worth the Lincolns. I mean, I guess if you get stunned by Dragonite, you could be dead. Maybe the hooking from Clockwork as well, but Clockwork's hook goes right through Lincoln's. And yeah, so going to see some smoking up here from PR. So J4 going to do these Ancients just with the Acid Spray itself. As he is level 4, as is Maiden actually level 5, so drop Copt in the meantime. He dropped the ultimate somewhere. Oh, he is actually on the side of Empire, so getting a bit confused there, as nearly has enough for the drums recipe, still needs the Robe of the Magi. He's farming up in the woods, not feeling safe enough to go to lane, it seems. So Empire always want to fly. Gonna stack up these Ancients as the ultimate flies on the mid lane. No. Actually hit underneath the tower. J4 getting hit up by that. I was wondering where it went. For some reason, I don't think I saw the dot on the map. And yeah, so Empire, really in terms of net worth, you can see that they're still up there, but actually, let's take a look at the gold graph. It'll give me a better story. But PR up 1,000 in gold. Mainly it seems because Timbersaw is so far ahead, and Rana as well as Storm Spirit really almost matching the farm of the Gyrocopter and the DK. And I don't know. Of course, PR also losing a tower there. So Empire, even with that one tower that was denied, however, still behind in terms of gold. So now push coming out in bottom lane, kind of sorta from the Mirana. The ZXC now which jumps in 1,400 gold nearly. And BZZ, nothing on him just yet in terms of items indicating something. Severing health could lead towards a Bloodstone or a Lincoln's. Perseverance builds into either, as now Silent and Mag looking into the woods, and can be sped up by FNG here. FNG could ever be dead from this. And Hook missing actually from Mag, so Mag, slight misplay by him, was right next to him. And run all popped now. BZ coming in, and let's see if he goes on either or. Mala seems to be the target of aggression here as Vortex used on him, and Mag as well as Silent falling very low here. However, ZXC gonna fall first. Now BZ hit by the Frost Blast. Gonna keep zipping away and gonna make it out alive, I believe. That 10% threshold not gonna be met. Switches the tread instantly afterwards, just to bottle up and heal some more health. So Empire getting 2 there in the bottom lane, or in the Radiant Woods. I believe they killed the Mirana as well as the Crystal Maiden. No one falling on their side, so coming back slightly in that fight. Although Mag did whip the hook, the ultimate was dropped by Silent, and that Rocket Rush just does so much damage early on in the game. Ice Frog, please nerf. It's overpowered. Anyway, working towards the BKB now is Mila. Of course, needs that BKB to make sure the aggression from the Storm Spirit doesn't come out in an extremely large margin. Also, just to be not blown up by the Timbersaw. As always, going to find out. Going to toss the ultimate on the mid lane, it seems. Going to see what he can do on FGod here, but FGod teleporting away instantly. May have seen the projectile from the ward. But rotation mid from Empire. Maybe just forcing that from him in general, as he did spot out with this lane, or this bottom ward as well. So now Empire rotating top. Going to see if they can stop this tower push, but 40 HP. And may not get there in time, as now always want to fly rotating in, and Resin coming in from the back. Storm Spirit just zipping away, and like to re-engage here. Good front resolution now. Stunned up from the Alchemist, and now falling to one last right click from Timbersaw. Mag now hooking in onto J4. J4 gonna fall here now, and Mag earn charge on him, gonna fall to a Timbersaw, Whirling Blades, and 2 for 2 thus far in this fight. And now BZ may be the target of some aggression here, as actually ZXC and J4 rotating from the back. Banksword pops the ult as he eats the Starfall. ZXC gonna fall here as Ancient Rapture cleans him up, and now always want to fly, gonna fall to FNG here. So 4 for 4 thus far now, and Mila and BZ, the last 2 alive, both the safe laners, and Mila may be able to clean him up here. Rocket Barrage popped, BZ has no mana, and gonna fall, so 5 kills on the top lane for Empire, while PR getting 4, so bloodbath here in the top lane. As the tower, of course, went down to PR, so I guess you count the tower kill as a kill on the carry, as it is gold for the entire team, and really zones PR sort of out of this area in the top lane. Doesn't give him any vision that far up. So now J4 pops the ultimate and charges a stun, but Solid, of course, going to play it safe here. Another team really around him. Ultimate coming out now from the Ancient Apparition. J4 going to have to fall back here. Doesn't want to take any creep damage, as he is worried about maybe shattering here, should he get below that 10% threshold. And Gyrocopter gets the top tower, so all planned by Empire, as they are now up 9-7 over PR. Mala starting to get lots and lots of farm. Has the BKB ready even. It's on the courier. And 3 towers now in Empire's name. So taking advantage of this game now. Hook in from Mag onto the Crystal Maiden. Mag, however, going to eat now. Crystal Maiden, Frostbite into Mag. Mag, however, going to fall to the Timbersaw, so 1-for-1 support for the offlaner in Clockwork. And not the best of trades, but you get what you get, I assume. making space for Silent at this point. Ancient stack getting pretty large now. And it's going to spawn, so it's 1, 2, 3 stack at least, 4 stack at least. It's Dragon Knight and Mila going to be able to farm this up very well. Resolution already has level 11 ult, which is giving the AoE splash, range attack. And of course the flat cannon and Mila are going to be able to do work as well. Not up for another 10 seconds though. That is one of the downsides of playing the Gyrocopter over a Luna. Flat cannon is only effective once every 30 seconds, so you can only take that sort of team fight every 30 seconds as you only have 6 attacks afterwards. And now Roshan, Ben Award's in place. Thanks for having going to ward up and see what happens around the pit in the meantime, as now CT and J4 are going to do some team bonding, some ancient farming. So 2 big golems there and 1 small one. No, you normally see it, but I assume stacks have been half done. And not going to be able to stack in time, just going to continue to chip down the ancients. So Roshan attempt now maybe going to come out of Empire. We'll wait and see. They do not, I believe, have any sort of negative armor, but BZ is on the other team as the Storm Spirit. You can always zip in and contest that Roshan very easily. And of course, PR has no vision up in this area, so do not know if PR, or Empire rather, is attempting it or not. But now BKB on Mila, or Silent rather, has had it for a while, but actually on his person now as Resolution and Marana maybe peeking out there, but Frostblast gonna miss from Ancient Apparition. And now Mag with a 4-staff on him. Teleportation into the mid lane from Resolution. So this Roshan going to be gone upon here. So thanks for tanking it up, it seems, for the time being. And rotation from PR now. Actually, not just yet. Sitting in the nearby vicinity, but not doing anything. And Roshan going to fall. Gyrocopter going to pick that up straight away. And PR could look to push a tower now. Can certainly take a team fight with 2 lives on the Gyro. I will nearly guarantee him. As Mag eats an arrow to the face from ZXC. But basically what the Aegis guarantees him is he will be able to get likely 2 flat cannons off in the duration of a team fight and put out that hurt onto PR. Timbersaw now heading towards the top lane, but so is Silent, so Silent may look to turn around here as I do believe Timbersaw could man fight him and tear him apart, but Mala dropping the ult, or Silent rather dropping the ult, and scaring away the Timbersaw. But Bloodstone actually on CT. Smaller now. Silent. Black canning down the wave, and yeah, just gonna be A-okay as Timbersaw backs off entirely. So we'll be interested to see what he goes next. Could go for the MKB. Could also go for, of course, a Butterfly. Maybe even work towards a Helm of the Dominator as well. We'll eventually need that lifesteal at 1 point to improve his sustainability, really. But of course, also we go for crit. There's just limitless possibilities on the Gyrocopter. And picks up a TP from the side shop. As Megs are still working towards the mechanism, 22 minutes in the game. Almost want to fly. Working towards the Aghanim's, of course. Aghanim's is core on Ancient Apparition for sure. Just makes that Frostblast last for so long. So J4 now has the medallion. And ZXC, Yasha, and drummed on him. Now working towards a BKB most likely. You know, you just see BKBs on so many heroes nowadays. As Storm Spirit actually be working towards the Bloodstone. Not sure why he'd grab the treads over Arcanes, and if he's going for the Bloodstone. So, don't know there. I think he does have the Bloodstone now, however. Yes, indeed he does. So 22-minute Bloodstone, not a terrible timing, but 2 Bloodstones now on the team of PR. So 2 Bloodstones is going to make the PR team very survivable. That being, hold on, in the top lane, Resolution, Chris, CT, or CT rather, going to eat a ult from, always want to fly it now, hook on from Mag. Mag going to find him out there and get a kill on the Timbersaw, and now ZXC going to be blown up here by the Gyrocopter. Ultimate dropped and kill secured. Now BZ zipping in onto the Ancient Apparition. As I mentioned before, Ancient Apparition not going to be able to deal well, face up against this Storm Spirit very well. So Empire secured 2 kills there on Timbersaw as well as the Marana. Ancient Apparition just falling in the crossfire from that. But Ancient Apparition for those 2 kills, certainly worth it. Ancient Apparition had really made away in the first place out of this, so I'm not too worried about him dying. So at this point, just really wants the Aghanims and nothing more. So again, it's push coming out from mid lane. Or on the mid lane from Empire. Looking for this tier 2 tower and to further their lead in this game. As compared to PR, really, they have more of a late game sort of lineup. They do have the Gyrocopter, the Dragon Knight, as the Frostbot hits on the mid lane. Just hits on CT and J4, so J4 going to work towards the BKB now, it seems. And that's about it thus far. PZ, who knows what he's going to go for next, as that Bloodstone really caught me off guard. Not getting the Arcanes first. Maybe just allowing for some early aggression from him, as the Treads do give him a larger mana pool, or more right clicks rather. Higher damage right clicks is what it does. So it gives him more attack speed and the extra intelligence, which intelligence gives him more right click damage as well as attack speed, or more mana with intelligence. So they're going to come up from ZXC here. Going to hit on a creep. Not going to get mag. This mag now also working towards an Aghanims. So it seems we're going to see Team Aghanims versus Team BKB. Actually, not. Team BKB is going to go up for PR thus far, and actually a third on Timbersaw. So three BKB is going to be attempted to be built by PR here. So Empire just going to nab the one for the time being on Silent. Dragon Knight likely actually has one as well, so more BKBs on the side of PR, but Empire, of course, not worried about that. They do have more than enough physical damage as it is. So team farming on the other side, farming up the Ancients. Doesn't want to fly. Really wants that Aghanims. It's actually CT stuck in the cogs, however, Dust, and not going to get him as Very Salt not proccing at the correct time for him to be stunned during his chain. And the Aegis now. Actually, Frostbite's going to miss there from the Ancient Apparition, and Resolution going to look for a kill here on CT, but CT already falling back, so it's A-okay. So now, Binks are getting... actually has Mechanism now. Didn't get to deny the tower though, so some free gold going PR's way at this point. And DK... you just teleport out. Pops the BKB and does so. Gyrocopter now working towards the Butterfly. Actually has it completed now. I'm not sure. I think the Eagle Song was on the curry, blocked to his stash, or they clicked, and I was wondering why. He got what he did, and Mag and be up in this mid lane, I believe. Maybe attempted a hook onto someone there, and not working out for him. As BZ now in the back lines, trying to go onto Mila, or Silent rather, not going to happen though. Also now up on him, so could be going for the Hex, could of course also be going for the Lincolns, likely the Hex however, as he does need some sort of disable on Silent, however, running into that arrow there, however no aggression from PR going to come out, just a little bit of harass from the arrow I would assume. ZXC now picks up a Mithril Hammer, getting close to the BKB, and always want to fly now in a bit of trouble. Again, the Storm Spirit just works so well against a hero like the Ancient Apparition, because the Ancient Apparition is so squishy, so the damage she can put out in a short amount of time before his team can react is kind of out there. Gonna really allow him to, you know, take him out quick. And really by himself as well, even though the Timbersaw rotation wasn't needed per se, his Ancient Apparition was already halfway in the grave once he saw the Storm Spirit. But yeah, so again, Butterfly up on Silent and Resolution. Shadow Bleed on him. I think he got it a bit earlier, but now I'm going to go on this tower. However, instant fortify from PR. So I believe someone picked up a gem on the side of Empire, or PR rather. And zipping now from BZ. Not going to find it. Not going to zip all the way and just maybe clean the creep wave as arrow flies out from Mirana. Going to hit on Resolution, so Resolution is in a bit of trouble now. Zipping from Storm. Resolution now, Vortex in, and not going to save him from Banksword now. J4 going to fall there for PR, and now Storm Spirit denying himself with the Bloodstone. ZXC, however, still in the midst of things. Stun from Gyro going to come out on him, and ZXC going to be hooked on by Mag now. Mag cleaning up that kill with the Dragon Knight, and Timbersaw getting a kill onto the Venomancer there. As a 3-for-1 trade for Empire, losing just the Venomancer, nothing else much more. So I don't know why these creep bugs continue to happen. But they're on one team, then they're suddenly on the other team. I don't know how it happens, but it happens for some reason. So Resolution now making it out of there. Dominating now, finished on Silent. Picks it up after that fight, and Mag nearly nagged him. Just needs another 400 gold on himself. Fly, of course, wasn't involved in that fight. Didn't see a Frost Blast from him either. But working towards the Aghanim slowly as... no, I was going to say Frostbite out on a hero, but Frostbite on a creep. Cold Feet, rather. On a creep. And so, PR maybe feeling a little bit behind here, as they likely are. Don't want to take this to late game with the Gyrocopter on the enemy team, as well as a Dragon Knight, as they both can do so much damage as this game progresses. Is now smoke up from PR. Let's see if they can maybe do Roshan here, maybe trying to catch up with Empire here, but Roshan not going to be up for another about 40 seconds now. Sphinx going to be caught out in the mid. Different from Storm Spirit actually going to be on Mag, so Sphinx just going to fall to the Alchemist as Mag going to fall only to Storm Spirit as Frostblast comes in, only hits a Marana. So 2 down in the mid lane for Empire. Vengsor and Mag both falling, and PR now going to look to push mid. They can do so really with the wave that they have on the Timbersaw. Double damage now popped on him as well. Cold Feet, stun now. CT going to be stunned by the Cold Feet as it procs, and now Molly going to be gone upon by BZ here. Molly going to fall now. So there goes Milet, and now Empire at a distinct disadvantage. Stun onto BZ comes out, but BZ Run Alt comes out and just cloaks him up, so he's A-okay in that sense. And so really Empire losing 2 more, I believe, in that engagement. As Frostbite sits on everyone here now. ZXC getting very low, likely gonna fall. Yeah, indeed she does. Does indeed shatter, and nobody else dying in that Frost Blast, but Disruption cleaning up 1 kill there. And yeah, so I believe Vengsor and I believe Mag went down that mid fight, and then re-engagement on this bottom fight, Gyrocopter went down. And so actually Empire losing 3 and cleaning up 1, the Marana afterwards, all that gold going to the Ancient Apparition. However, not sure how useful that is, as again, just needs the Aghanims and he's done. 1 more item for him and he's all set. Another 800 gold for that. So Empire now losing the T2 mid. Turned around, it seems. Or PR turning around on them, it seems. May go for the Roshan here. But PR now evening up the gold difference and experience difference now in their favor even, so they were behind for quite a long period of time there, but bouncing back with these couple of swift ganks they've put out. It's PC going to clean up the mid lane. And I assume Roshan is going to go down to Empire here, but Zippin... Oh, no, BZ not just zipping in just yet, but does have vision on this, so PR do know this Roshan is incurring. BZ pops a regen here, so can't just constantly zip around and see what's happening, and Roshan may be zipped on here by Storm Spirit, but might be able to pick it up before BZ does, and now Stun going out into Vengsor. Vengsor going to fall. Or nope, still fine for the time being, as Dragon Knight throws out a stun onto the Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden going to fall first. It's now BZ. Get out of there, and Timbersaw gonna be stuck on the high ground for the time being. Stun coming out from Dragon Knight, and of course the Frost Blast coming out from the Ancient Apparition. So Empire taking the fight easily there, it seems. No engagement from pretty much the entire team, it seemed. As Empire, or as PR rather, just danced around the Roshan pit and hoped that they wouldn't, or they just get kills, it seemed. As Timbersaw was on the high ground, had no way of getting off. Could have cleared the trees and walked his way out of there, but just sat up there. Maybe looked for a zip across and a timber chain, pulling up some enemy heroes, but didn't happen. And now Empire with the Roshan and with 2 kills in that fight, certainly satisfied with that, as they are gonna get their advantage back. And indeed they do. Mag maybe in a bit of trouble here. PR have J4 up here as well as BZZ. So Answer now picks up the gem, and Interruption finally picks up that Agnums. And now that he's finally picked it up, I will find him and show you what it does. So he gets increased duration. Essentially, the duration goes from 9 to 17. It's a flat increase, no matter what level you're at. So he's gonna be able to do a lot of damage. Should the blast hit, it does 350. On top of that, now it's gonna tick for 20 damage for 17 seconds. And once he hits level 3, it should hit for even longer. As now, Easy in the top lane, trying to get some farm here. Gonna maybe be hit by this, and indeed he is. Just watch how long this lasts as we follow him. Look for Mag now latching actually, so Mag getting very aggressive here onto BZ. Gonna fall. Dragonite cleans it up with the Breathe Fire, and Empire getting another kill there onto BZ. BZ, of course, the safe laner for PR, so you really want as much farm on him as you can if you're trying to make him super effective. And now Myla, Silent rather, as well as also on a fly, going to be caught here by lots of PR. And arrow thrown now by ZXC. Have a rocket thrown here by the Gyrocopter. All going to miss from Mag, but always want to fly hits the ult onto J4. J4 just going to keep walking backwards, and now CT caught up from the rest of his team. Going to just retrain across the ravine and make it away anyway. So we're not able to dodge this time with her leap. And now Resolution going to work towards the Assault Cuirass as Myla. Helmet Dominator, Butterfly, maybe going to look for possibly a Satanic next. J4 throws the Medallion out to Resolution. It's now from BZ. Resolution getting very low here, forced that drop by his teammate, I believe, and Myla popping the BKB going in now onto CT. However, PR flying back nearly instantly, and no fight really going to take place as BZ has to fall back as well. Wasted a bunch of his mana trying to get the kill on the Dragon Knight, and once the Vortex was expended, he could really do nothing but place the Remnants and zip around, so just backing out of there. So Myla, your son rather, and D going to pick up that Satanic. FNG, so watch him slowly maybe die here. Rocket just missing. But the Shatter lasts, or this Frostbite lasts a really long time now. And that's down to 80 life to Shatter. I don't think he's gonna make it, and he is alive, so. Once Always Want to Fly though hits the next level, it's gonna do 12 more damage per tick. Another 17 seconds, so it's gonna be what, like over an extra 150 damage. With the initial blast of 450. Oh god, just gonna do lots of work on the enemy team, and again, no regen when that's happening, so the Alchemist gonna be very gonna feel a lot weaker than he usually would. Usually the same amount of regen he has, as well as all the regen that Timbersaw has. Even the Storm Spirit at this point has a bunch of regen with the Bloodstone. So mid tower no goes down for PR, and they are down almost all their towers. Just the tier 2 bottom standing, and Empire of course may rotate and look to take that next, but Creep Wave very pushed up against their own tier 2, and they're going to see if they can still push that with the rocket. But rotation from Interruption comes out. Doesn't have too much wave clear, but we're going to see what it can do anyway. So the rest of Empire going to sit in this mid lane and see if everyone comes out to farm as a sort of bait. And CT taking the bait. Resolution pops the BKB. Now CT in a lot of trouble. BKB popped by him now. Stun flying out from J4 onto Meow Meow, or thanks Torres. Myla getting out of there. BKB not popped by him just yet. And PR taking lots of damage. They're just going to back off as Empire takes literally no damage. And likely going to rotate top now. This age is going to expire, I believe, sometime soon, as Interruption actually finishes off the Storm Spirit in the base with Agnum's Frost Blast. So Storm Spirit flying a bit too low there and ending up dying. As Hex now finished on him. Poor Steph on Crystal Maiden. The Timbersaw with the Bloodstone with the Boot to Travel now and working towards likely a Shiva's. Not going to see an Assault Cuirass on him, as happens in the Chinese scene really, because they have no dedicated right clicks aside from the Mirana, which isn't too scary, or isn't going to help her out too much, I'd say. Storm, what the heck still, and Alchemist still working towards the BKB, going to have it in a few moments. Sage is about to be reclaimed. 3, 2, 1, and there you go. All gone now. Size of the spot to fill with a another item. Maybe just another teleport. Now push coming up from Empire on this bottom tier 3 tower. So this is the push, boys. Let's see if Empire can break the base of PR here. Tier 3 tower goes down. Resolution gets zipped in by the Storm Spirit. Now Silent gonna almost fall here. About to die. Indeed does die. Clockwork being able to block him down. Now J4 may go down in the crossfire. Indeed he does. In the meantime, Rana gets a kill onto Dragon Knight. So 2 down for Empire thus far. And Clockwork, Venomancer, and Interruption on the run now. As PR successfully defend the racks, although did lose 3 there, I believe. And zipping from Storm, not going to find anybody. Not going far enough just yet, and yeah. So, Empire getting a tier 3 tower, but no racks there. As PR managing to defend it. And yeah, so successful engagement really taken by PR there, as they were able to defend with the losses on their side even occurring. But so FNG, Timbersaw, as well as the Alchemist did fall in that fight. Not the worst of trades. You didn't lose your Marana or your Storm Spirit, so you're okay on that end. And yeah. Actually, did you lose the Storm Spirit? Not 100% sure. And no, I'm not going to be able to find out either. This PR now smoking and heading to the Dire Woods. So again, the Gyro and the DK did die for Empire there. And of course, no one else did, so 2 for 3 in that last engagement, but did again get the tier 3 tower. And CT may be caught out here by Resolution. Rocket Barrage popped, and CT falling very, very low. Pops BKB now, and gonna Timber Chain away as Clockwork actually cleaned up on the back end by Storm Spirit now. Storm Spirit gonna look for a kill onto Milo or Resolution here, as CT manages to get away unscathed and regenning up now slowly. And all dropped by FNG now on Always Wanna Fly, Always Wanna Fly. Storm Spirit going on him now, and stun onto BZ. BZ gonna fall very quick there as Dragon Knight cleans him up. FNG seems to be next. Indeed is. Dragon Knight cleaning up him as well. So 2 kills for PR, or Empire rather, in this top lane. Now J4 gonna go down as well. Triple kill for Resolution now. Right click's doing work, as he does have the Assault Cuirass as well as a Sange now. And yeah, could work into a Heaven's Halberd on that. But really no one to use it on, so could just see a Sange and Yasha. But Heaven's Halberd could always disable them around as well. He's Empire now, winning another team fight, just losing Mag in exchange for 3 there of PR. Himself, of course, getting very low in the initial stages of the fight and really couldn't rotate back in, so it may have just been a 4v5 situation for PR that they shouldn't have taken the fight in. But took it anyway and ended up paying for it, it seems, as Shiva's now finished on Timbersaw. So, Always Wanna Fly now, 4 staff on him. Satanic on Mila. No second item on, or third big item yet. Just has the Butterfly Satanic and sitting, of course, on the BKB. Spang Sword now has a Diffusal on him, as well as a Mech and a Gem. And yeah, thus far, PR still hanging on. However, Roshan attempt going to come out from Empire, and at this point, I wouldn't say PR could try and contest this. Empire just gonna be able to take that team fight for sure should they engage. And look at the experience, or gold draft rather. 14,000 Empire's favor. Maybe 12,000 in Empire's favor. And either team, well, either team could win this still, but I'm not sure of PR's potential ability to do so, as Roshan goes down, of course, and she's on that Resolution. Milo, of course, has the Aegis, and as well as buyback, I believe. So buyback going to be important for this fight coming up. Treadcopter and Ancient Aperture are the only ones with buyback right now, so PR, should they die, they do not have a second chance in the fight, most likely. So many of their heroes just so far off. Marla the closest, actually. Storm gonna maybe hit buyback soon, but with death they do lose gold, so that might not be correct, I believe. And Marana getting a kill on the top tower here with BZZ and teleport back by them instantly as the push comes out now in the bottom lane. Resolution not gonna stun up anyone just yet, but CT being caught in the cogs. Now Resolution hexed up by BZ, gonna be blown up here, it seems. Not gonna be able to pop the cheese in time, as BZ zips out of the fight, and now CT gonna be able to fall, or does indeed fall, from the combined efforts of everyone on Empire nearly. And Dragon Knight down, Timbersaw down. 1 for 1 as Storm Spirit can be killed by Ancient Afternoon, and actually Alchemist gonna fall as well. So in the fountain, indeed it was. Those two both falling again. Such a long duration on that ultimate. So now Easy gonna go for, always want to fly here, but gonna fall to the Gyrocopter and combined efforts of Ancient Apparition and the Venomancer. Now FNG gonna fall here as well, so overextension by the Storm Spirit there. BZ seemingly throwing the game away as he just went right into the enemy heroes and ended up dying. Hook for Mag, and Mile of course did clean up as well. So Empire gonna clean up these bottom racks, and now PR on the brink of elimination here in this tournament. 19 to 31, 45 minutes in nearly. Empire in the lead. And this mid tower gonna go down now as well, and Frostbite's gonna miss on everybody, but Mara only one alive, so not gonna really be able to hit her, as they had no vision of her. Now teleport in from Timbersaw. Timbersaw, let's see who we can get, and Mila pops the BKB, has Aegis here as well. Not gonna go for the racks just yet. Racks gonna take damage from the wards rather. J4 falling mighty low, and now Silent gonna back off. Did pop the BKB, did get the racks, is satisfied with that, and now Stun gonna go on him. However, nope, Chase from PR actually gonna come out. It's now Ancient Apparition throws the ult again. Gonna hit on 2 here. Hooking for Mag. PR gonna, or J4 gonna fall there very quickly now. CT gonna fall here as well. And no, actually staying alive, killing off Mag. Maron actually getting the kill on Clockwork there. Now, ult popped on, or Aegis popped on Silent. As Clockwork buys back, so Mag back in the game now, and GG actually called by PR, so this game is over. PR eliminated from CIS Carnage 2014. Empire taking the game off of them and showing their strength in this return series, as BZ not done just yet. Zips on the resolution and game over. So Empire wins 46 minutes in, 33 to 20 is the final kill score, and really just Empire pushing the late game and allowing that Jarl to get up enough farm to just dominate the team fights and such. And yeah, the DK of course being there as well and putting out the hurt onto the entire enemy team of PR. So again, Empire taking away this game 3. Now moving on to the grand finals, will be played in just a moment. I will see you guys in that game. But of course, if you like the cast, like, share, subscribe, all that neat stuff. If you did enjoy it, I always appreciate constructive criticism, and you can contact me via Twitch, via Twitter, via YouTube with that sort of stuff, and I will respond accordingly and work on the things that are said. Anyway, so game over for PR, and I will see you guys another time. Of course, in the meantime, have a nice day, and goodbye.